Today, on Be Something Wonderful, how to create your dream life in 3 seconds. I am your host, Tom Kearin, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, good morning and welcome back to the studios of Be Something Wonderful. Here we are continuing to broadcast from the amazing city of Medellin, Colombia. Another big video for you today. One of you reached out to tell me your story. And this is what you said. I really am manifesting my dream life. I was making it so complicated. Now I just create the frame and jump in. See attached. I love this because he attached a frame or a picture of him and his specific person in this beautiful apartment in the city that he wanted to live. It reminds me of a story that I had with one of you, that this young guy that was living with his family and really wanted to get out of there, and just decided one morning, that's it. I'm just going to wake up in that reality. Nothing had changed the morning that he woke up, but he knew that everything changed. In other words, it looked like the appearances didn't change. It looked like he just woke up in his parents' house, but things unfolded rapidly over that next week or 2 weeks, I believe, as he moved to his dream place in the city. It was like a penthouse. Well, this is very similar. This person with difficulties at home wanted to get out of there, and now showing me a picture of him out of there with his specific person who he was in an on and off relationship with, and he really wanted to move in with her. They really wanted to live together, but they couldn't get to an agreement on that. Her parents, his parents, all of that stuff was going on. But now he's living it. And I like the way he worded this. I really am manifesting my dream life. In other words, in every moment. In every moment, you're creating that frame and you're just jumping in it. Right? He pointed to a couple videos that he specifically said influenced him. We're going to talk about those today. One of them is the 30-second manifesting prayer that was just recently released over the last 2 weeks. And then how to imagine and wake up to your dream life, where we talk about the idea of the story or the movie of Mary Poppins. He said these two really, really got him there. So remember, this is the discussion we had. Yeah, you're living your dream life right now in these seemingly ordinary conditions that might seem unwanted, very unwanted, right? It could feel like extreme conditions to you. In that everyday life that you're living is all the magic. It's your dream life. And when you put your perception on that, when you create that imaginal frame and jump in, he said, Tom, it only takes me 3 seconds. I love this. So we're calling it the 3-second method. He coined that, right? We talked about 30 seconds. He goes, it's just 3 seconds. I create the frame and I just jump in it, right? And I just decide that this is my reality now. And then it must unfold, right? Because I say so, because I am reality, because there is no other reality. It's just me, because everything is always unfolding perfectly for me, through me, and as me, no matter what. He was talking about the 30-second manifesting prayer that we talked about, right? And he stopped trying and hoping to wake up suddenly, right, in his dream life. This is what we do. We hope the next morning suddenly we'll just wake up in that other reality, hoping that, right? But here's the thing, you're always shifting, manifesting, creating, and waking up, right? Metaphysically waking up to a new reality in every moment. So it's not so much, I pointed this out in the video, How to Imagine and Wake Up to the Life of Your Dreams. Both of these videos are linked below in the description. He mentioned this, right? It's not about suddenly waking up in your dream life. It's waking up, hear this, to your dream life right here and right now. That in these ordinary conditions is your dream life. This is what he understood in a big way. This is why he's manifesting, living it, and creating it now in every moment. And he's sending frames of imagined realities that he jumped in. Specifically that one frame of him and his SP in that dream apartment, him and a specific person in this dream apartment that they wanted to live together in. So this is powerful. He goes, I was making it so complicated. And he's actually was referring to a video, the Mary Poppins video, which I want to talk about in a few minutes. We make it complicated, right? You try to do it yourself. You're trying to change what you believe are these solid manifested conditions. The past where nothing has happened, right? That past, nothing happened. The present where nothing has happened yet. And a future that still seems out of reach. Hear this. Trying to imagine, I get it, he had his imaginal frame. He was affirming, he was really trying with all the processes, all the rituals, all those things. Right? Still seeing that, still thinking about the past where nothing had changed. The present where nothing has changed yet. Nothing had changed, nothing has changed yet. And that future that seems out of reach. Hoping suddenly to wake up in his dream life. Instead, he decided, I'm going to create the frame and just jump in it and see everything, right? Because he understands this idea that from this present identity, from this present assumption that I'm manifesting and creating and living my dream life now, you create a new horizontal linear past that makes more space-time sense to that assumption now. You change the past. You rearrange reality, past, present, and future. You're living your dream now, right? You're no longer drawing a solid line between your imagined life and your everyday life, right? He's now blurring the lines between everyday life and his imagined life. This is what we talked about in that Mary Poppins video, and so he really was bringing that idea up. That's one of the ideas that really synced in, and that he really got. It hit him in a different way, right? It hit him differently. But you imagine it, right? You make it complicated, right? All of these you believe you've got to do it at a certain time in the morning, and for like 20 minutes or a half an hour. If I don't imagine it, I'm not going to get it, right? Then we're trying to manage our thoughts and feelings. If we think a thought that seems opposite of it, and we feel that, but we assume we're not going to get what we want. So we try to feel better. We're trying to flip our thoughts, flip our feelings, right? Try to feel better about conditions that are not even our choice. Instead of staying focused on that imagined end. Instead of saying, that's it, I jumped in. This is my life now. And then as we imagine that, we're waking up to what appears to be the same reality, the same circumstances, the same past where nothing happens, right? The same thoughts and feelings. Just little me, the little old me in the same old reality. Believing that the past where nothing happened, the present circumstances where nothing appears to be happening or happen, and we keep waking up to that. And we keep creating that. But yeah, we're imagining it, but we're not jumping in. This is what I like about that scene in Mary Poppins. I want to bring that out again. And you could Google that, the 1964 movie Mary Poppins, the scene of jumping into that reality. I think it can be labeled like street art or something like that. Or I think it's Bert's Bit of Magic. I think that's the frame. And in that movie scene in 1964, Bert's Bit of Magic, Bert was talking about Mary Poppins will take you to talking to the kids. Mary Poppins takes you to places that you've never dreamed of. Mary Poppins representing what? Your I am awareness, your higher self, your imagination, that God in you. That's what Mary Poppins. Remember, one of you pointed out that when we did that video, or before we did the video, you wrote me and talked about Mary Poppins, that you were the inspiration for that video. And you mentioned that Mary Poppins just seems to float through life. Everything seems to unfold perfectly for her. In other words, everyday reality is magical for Mary Poppins. She sees the magic in everyday reality. That's your I am awareness, everyday's magic. So Bert asked Mary Poppins in the movie, right? And he goes, okay, and she wouldn't have anything to do with it, right? This is another part of ourselves of saying, oh, there's just no way. I can't believe it, right? Mary Poppins represents your I am awareness. But in that particular instant, it also represents your doubts about that awareness, your doubts about that imagination. And then Bert says, well, I'll just do it myself. A bit of magic, right? These are the rituals. These are the circumstances. We think we have to do it ourselves. He says it's easy. You think, you wink, you do a double blink. You think, you wink, you do a double blink. You close your eyes, and you jump. And then the little girl, nothing happens. Right? Remember in the scene in Mary Poppins, Bert, the character Bert, does street art and tells the kids about all the things that they can imagine and create with this, the ideas, what they can create, and he demonstrates that in his street art. Right? And in the middle of his street art, there were all these pictures, all these possibilities. There was one blank frame. And if you remember in the movie, Mary Poppins is standing in front of that blank frame. He doesn't know it. He only sees a shadow as he's drawing it. That's your I am awareness. It's a completely, you can imagine anything, but your I am awareness is unaffected by any of it. You can experience all of it. You can create all of it. But you're still that awareness within which it all takes place. Always a blank frame, always unaffected by it, but can create anything. So Bert's bit of magic, he says, I'll do it myself. And then he goes, it's easy to think, to wink, and then a double blink, you close your eyes and you jump. And the little girls, they jump, right, in the street art, in one of the frames that the kids picked, and nothing happens. And the little girl goes, is something supposed to happen? Exactly. These are the questions we ask. Nothing happened. Is something supposed to happen? When I do these affirmations, when I do these imaginal scenes, when I do these processes, when I do these techniques, remember, there's nothing wrong with the technique. Bert's technique of think, wink, do a double blink, and close your eyes and jump, there's nothing wrong with that. It's the idea, though, that you need that's necessary to just jump in that frame and live that life now. These are all power, but you're the power behind it. It's you jumping into it that creates that reality. Not necessarily the processes that you're doing or the techniques. They're powerful. They can put your focus on creating the frame. But you've got to jump in the frame. Right? All processes are to put your awareness or your focus on that imagined end, on that imagined life. They don't create it. They put your awareness on it. It's already created. Creation's finished. It already exists. Just like Bert's frames on the sidewalk. They were already drawn. They all existed. Right? The middle frame, though, representing your I am awareness, the blank frame, that's always blank, that's always untouched by anything. Is something supposed to happen? Exactly. Right? This is powerful. So, Mary Poppins is your I am awareness. It's your higher self. It's that divinity within you. It's the ultimate reality it's all that is. It's all that you are. It's the everyday magic. Behind and within all circumstances and conditions. Seen, people, events, and things, and unseen, your thoughts and feelings. There's magic in all of them. You don't have to resist any of that. Right? Mary Poppins, so this is what Mary Poppins says after Bert does that. After Bert does that ritual and nothing happens. Mary Poppins finally goes, okay, why do you always complicate things that are really quite simple? She goes over, why do you always complicate things to Bert when they're really quite simple? And then she counts 1, 2, and on the count of 3, they all jump into the dream world. Wow. I love this. That's why I love when he says, Tom, I do it in 3 seconds. He watched that video that we did on Mary Poppins that I have linked below when she counts to 3. 1, 2, 3, jump in that new reality. He imagined it. He said that photo that he attached was almost exactly what he imagined it to be. In other words, he created that frame. That picture he took was his imaginal scene that he jumped into, that unfolded with him living with his girlfriend in his dream apartment. Right? That's powerful. For Mary Poppins, you as source, in other words, you as all that is, your I am awareness, the magic is everywhere and in everything, especially everyday life and reality. We draw a line in the sand, a solid line between the real and unreal, between imagined and our physical experience. But it's all real, it's all reality, it's all you. So this is powerful. That's what Mary Poppins represents. Mary Poppins blurred the line between the manifested reality of your everyday life and the always manifesting reality of your imagination and dream life. Hear this, even with this construction going on behind us, this is powerful. Mary Poppins blurred the line between the manifested reality of your everyday life that you think is manifested in solid, right? That manifested reality of your everyday life and the always manifesting reality of your imagination and dream life. Wow, that's powerful. So, if you remember in that video where there's a link below, I talked about the idea of P.L. Travers, who was the creator of Mary Poppins, the story. She wrote the story of Mary Poppins. And the Hollywood script writers were making it a movie. So they were talking to her. And they said, well, the script writers said to Travers, Mary Poppins represents the magic behind everyday life. And Travers responded, no, of course not. She is everyday life, which is composed of the concrete and the magic. Wow, that's your I am awareness. It's composed of all of it. The concrete, the seen people, events, and circumstances, and even the thoughts and feelings that feel concrete, the unseen, right? The concrete, those concrete manifested experiences or conditions of changing people, events, and circumstances and changing thoughts and feelings. And it's composed of the magic, your imagination, your awareness, the unmanifested reality in expression through you, as you, and for you. Wow! Everything is possible, even the impossible. That's Mary Poppins Returns in the movie that was made a few years ago. Right? And Mary Poppins says, everything is possible, even the impossible. But like Bert, and like this particular creator before he found his magic, we make it so complicated, forgetting that I am, forgetting that I am that I am, forgetting that everyday magic, not the rituals, not the processes, they're okay, not the techniques, they're fine. Your meditations, your subliminals, your techniques, your rituals, whatever it is, they're all fine, but the magic's in you. It's in everyday life. It's in you as that everyday awareness of being, jumping into your dream frame. That's powerful. The scene from Mary Poppins, Bert's street art, the frames of reality, the imagined reality. Here's his street art. Imagine this. In the frame in the middle, he was drawing when Mary Poppins approached, was blank. It was a blank frame. Right? All these other frames were filled in. And Mary Poppins' shadow was over that frame. That's your I am awareness. You can draw and imagine and create all sorts of things. But the frame is always blank. It's always a clean slate. It's the idea of you shifting realities in every moment. Shifting in awareness, seeing a different viewpoint or vantage point of reality or perspective of all that you are. I love that. All these others had drawings, but this one remained blank. Even as Bert was drawing on it, Mary Poppins' shadow was there. It's you new in every moment, the middle frame. The middle you standing in the middle. You think, let me see here. You think it's solid, but it's not. We're going to show you this in a few minutes. There you are, but it's a blank frame. right? Mary Poppins standing in front of the blank frame as all that is, as I am awareness. There's Mary Poppins. And there's Mary Poppins in expression, as a maid, as a nanny. Not a maid, a nanny. She was a nanny for the kids, right? So that's the I am awareness in expression. That magic, she was magic. She's the I am awareness, but she's also that nanny with the kids, that I am identity. But knowing that she's much bigger than that. Every moment is a new blank frame in those everyday circumstances. And do you see? It's changing the past, present, and future in every moment. It looks solid. It looks real, but it's changing every moment. In 3 seconds, you change everything. Imagine that frame and jump in it. And then go about your day knowing that it's unfolding from within you. Wow, that's powerful. 3 seconds, even then, as I talked about with this creator, we're making a concession to linear time. But do it. Create the frame of your dream life and just jump in and see everything in those everyday circumstances. See everything in the concrete and the magic. See it all as magic. See it all as your reality unfolding. Your everyday life is a miracle. Start seeing it like that. I am your host, Tom Kearin, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of Higher Consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, thank you. Thank you for being with me. Thank you for liking and sharing and commenting on the videos. Thank you for being part of our Facebook group, the Be Something Wonderful Ambassadors at facebook.com/groups/Be Something Wonderful. For joining us on Instagram and Twitter at Tom Kearin, TikTok at Be Something Wonderful, anywhere on social media at Tom Kearin or Be Something Wonderful. And for being part of our membership channel. We have that live stream coming up this month, December 22nd, 2024. Be sure to join us. It's going to be big. I'm going to answer your questions live on the event, in the event, during the event, and also send your questions to info@besomethingwonderful.com. I'll answer them then as well. Creators, with infinite love, gratitude, and joy, I will see you soon. Until next time, this is Tom Kearin here in the studios of Be Something Wonderful in Medellin, Colombia, with a bunch of construction going on behind us. I'm with you. Until next time, see you soon.